the Diamondbacks. That 4-game win streak that got them right back in the conversation. Not that they were there far out of the conversation, but a big, big series against San Diego. One of the teams directly in front of them still in not only the National League West, but the National League wild card. And another opportunity for us tonight to get an eye on the struggling Diamondbacks to see if they can unstruggle themselves. And I know that's not the proper phrase, but I don't care. You know what I mean.
Can they unstruggle themselves?
Can they unstruggle themselves? Can Corbin Carroll unstruggle himself? Can Eugenio Suarez find a way out? And look, Carroll is, once again, we can talk about Eugenio Suarez all we want. Even in best case scenario, he was only going to be here 1 year. Corbin Carroll is the face of the franchise.
Yes.
He is the all-everything for this team.
Yeah.
Getting him fixed is of utmost importance. So while we can sit here and talk about this looming roster decision they've got, fixing Corbin Carroll, figuring out Corbin Carroll, it's been 2.5 months of a baseball season. They still haven't figured it out yet.
It's 229 at-bats. It's 60 games. You know, they're sitting him now the batting average, you just keep waiting for it to go up, and you're shocked that it's the week into June, he's batting 192. His batting average has basically been about this. Like, it's very consistent. Like, there's like, his batting average has been very much the same. So he's batting 192 now. He was batting 191 on May 21st. He was batting 192 on May 3rd. He was batting 191 on April 29th. So he was batting 194 on April 6th. He's been very consistently around a 190 hitter. Mm-hmm. Like, there's not these highs and lows in the batting average. We've seen it go up to, in the last month, the highest it's been is 201. That was on May 12th. And the lowest it's been is like 184. But he's just hanging around that area. I've been almost shocked at the consistency of the poor batting average. Like, this month, the batting 197, 194, 192, 192, 192. It's been the same.
You'd expect a little bit of variance there.
Yeah, there's no up. It's not like a stock market thing. It's a flat line. It's a flat line. You're a 192 batter this year. Now, again, we always talk about this, like, is there's plenty of time and there's a lot of games left? I get it. I do get it. But he had 565 at-bats this year. You're now 229 at-bats into the season. So it's not like, 2+ months are gone. Mm-hmm. I get it. There's still a lot of games left. There's still time to turn it around. But, man, you do get to a point where, like, this is going to be a bad year for Corbin Carroll.
And you just, it to me even goes beyond his individual achievements and whether individually it's going to be a bad year for Corbin Carroll. It's just, can they get where they want to go if he keeps playing like this? Can they get, and that's
the $1 million question.
That's really is Corbin Carroll going to have a down year? I feel like we've kind of already answered that question.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got to have a down year. Right? It's just too big of a mountain to climb. So now you move on to I think the far more important question, and is that, can they get, and that's why if you're asking yourself, can they get where they want to go if he doesn't get better? And you say to yourself, the answer is no. Then you say, okay, what do we do to fix this? And so far, they've moved him around the lineup. You had a tweet that you sent in your email today. It doesn't really matter where he is in the lineup. He hits about the same.
That was interesting,
first,
right?
second, seventh, eighth. He gets a little bump when he's in the leadoff spot. That's where he is tonight.
Not a whole
but
lot.
Not a ton. I mean, the OPS goes up a little bit over 700. The batting
Let's
average
go through
is
this.
okay, real quick, yeah.
Batting first, leading off, he's batting 221.
Okay.
Batting second, it's 182. Batting seventh, it's 176. Batting eighth, it's 150.
So he gets a bump batting leadoff.
1, 2, 7, 8 is where he bats.
Yeah.
1, 2, 7, 8.
And if I remember right, his OPS is over 700 when he bats leadoff, and the rest of the time it's right around 500 or 550 or something like that. Okay, so batting leadoff has been the one lone spot where he gets a little bit of a bump. Look, you've got, and we've chronicled this, and we're actually going to take calls about this coming up a little later on in this hour about this decision looming for the Diamondbacks. Perdomo is coming. We expect him back on Tuesday when they open up the series against the Angels. We've talked about, do you designate Eugenio Suarez for assignment? Do you send down Blaze or Kevin Newman to the minors? Do you send Pavin Smith to the minors? Do you take one of your pitchers, one of your arms in your bullpen that maybe you won't need if you've got some more off days coming up? Do you send them down to the minors? Or the real radical idea. Do you send Corbin down to the minors? Or do you give him a break by coming up with some sort of elbow injury, shoulder injury, knee injury, oblique injury, whatever? Because I'll tell you what, and just before you answer the question, understand too that Alek Thomas is about a week behind Geraldo Perdomo. So you're going to have another decision to make when he comes back. At some point, if he doesn't start improving, you're going to have to think about this if you're the Diamondbacks. So you're going to have to.
They've been reluctant to do it so far because we brought this up 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, we brought up, do you send Corbin Carroll to the minors?
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about, players that have won Rookie of the Year and been sent down to the minors the next year. There's been a bunch of them. Hollinsworth with the Dodgers. There's been a bunch of those players that have done it. They've been reluctant to do it. Now, part of that could be because Thomas is out. And you don't have Thomas, and you need him for center field.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That could be it. And when Thomas comes back, if he's not hitting, maybe, that's the decision right there. I do wonder about, I know I go to these games a lot. I know that he's taking this very hard.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking this very hard. He's an emotional kid. He wants to do well. He doesn't want to fail. He's never really failed before. So this has been tough on him. It's been tough on him to go through this slump. It's really hard. I do wonder about the psyche of sending him down to the minors where, and you got to be tough. You just got to, Jake McCarthy, we've talked to him, he's been sent down to the guys have been sent down.
Sure.
I think there is a little concern about how is he going to handle it compared to other guys. He's the star. He got the big contract. It's a little humiliating. It's a little embarrassing. You go to the minors because you're hitting 190, but you're a guy on a $100 million contract.
Sure. But then on the flip side of that coin, I think you have to, at least in my mind, wonder about the psyche if you don't send him down to the minors. How much longer can he continue to do this at this level? How much longer can he continue to not have success here and grind on himself? Whereas if he takes it the right way, a demotion to the minors might just ease his mind a little bit. It might allow him...
Ease his pain.
Exactly. It might allow him to relax, might allow him to dial it back a little bit and not feel like everything is going to rise and fall on this Corbin Carroll at bat. He's an intense kid. He wants to do well. Everyone believes that eventually he'll find his way out of this. But you mentioned, Jake McCarthy went down. Brandon Pfaadt went down. Guys go down all the time. Last year we were spoiled. Didn't have to. He was great from day one. He was awesome. At no point would it even been a thought. Whether it's Perdomo next week, Alek Thomas the week after that, or 2 weeks after that.
Decisions.
It's
decision time.
You've got to consider it. And I agree with you. You worry about his psyche if you do. But here's the thing. If you're worried about sending him down and what that might do for his psyche, doesn't that say something about his psyche?
Yeah, it's fragile.
Doesn't it say something I want to be able to have a player that I can send down, and yeah, he'll be pissed. Yeah, he'll be upset, but I'm not going to break him. He's not fine china. He's a baseball player who understands I'm not getting it done right now, and I got to figure out what's going on with my stuff.
How many times does $100 million player get sent down to the minor leagues, though?
I don't know.
It's not like he's just if he never had that contract, I think.
Yeah.
He's a $100 million player.
But if I'm worried about that, then you almost have to ask yourself, did I give the money to the wrong guy?
I send him down. I would consider sending him down. I got to get him right. I got to get him right for this year. To your point, that's the biggest question is, can you go where you want to go if he doesn't play well? Maybe it's better to just send him to the minors for 5, 6, 7 games and try to get him right and hope that works. Because, yes, you need him to go where you want to go.
Thanks for watching Burns and Gambo. Click to see more from the guys and hit the button in the middle to subscribe so you never miss a video from Arizona sports.